The Real Opinion is brought to you by Rainstorm Car Wash. Get in and get clean today.
Hey Central Illinois, Geno Reynolds from The Real Opinion, here to talk about one of the best coming-of-age movies in a while, The Kings of Summer. One of my fondest memories of movies growing up is getting to see Stand By Me when I was a bit too young to see it. I was about 9 or 10 years old when I got to watch that masterpiece. We can all agree that the content in that movie would be a bit too adult for a kid that age. I also got to see The Goonies in theaters when it came out. While not as adult as Stand By Me, it was a little more adult in content than a boy at my age should have been seeing at that time. I have to say that however ready or not I was for the content of those movies, they both stuck with me to this day. I think that The Kings of Summer is going to be one of those type of coming-of-age movies for this generation. Joe and Patrick are best friends that both can't stand their parents. Joe's dad is raising him alone after his wife died, and Patrick's parents are just strange, too protective, and overbearing. Joe gets invited to a party by his friend Kelly, but can't go because he is grounded by his father Frank, played by Parks and Rec's Nick Offerman. He sneaks out to the party anyway and meets up with his friends. After the party is broken up by a gun-wielding neighbor tired of all the noise, Joe and a strange boy named Biagio end up in a strange part of the forest. Joe has a sort of vision about building a house in that area, which could mean freedom for him and his friends. Joe, Patrick, and Biagio all build themselves a house in the wooded area and then run away from home. Though I'd be a bit more cautious of the content of this movie than, say, in Stand By Me or The Goonies, this movie, along with Mud, will be the two current coming-of-age movies I want my kids to eventually see. I'd want them to grow up and show their kids these movies the way I plan on showing them Stand By Me and The Goonies. In both, the kids are dealing with more than a kid should ever have to deal with. Granted, in a way, the things they are dealing with in this movie do seem a bit juvenile, but the film takes a bit of a serious tone part of the way through. A lot of the movie, even some of the serious parts, are really funny. Though most of the cast bring on the laughs, the two that bring it the most are Nick Offerman and Moises Arias. Offerman's character is very sarcastic, and at times his sarcasm is very mean. He makes some comments towards his son and even towards his daughter Heather that are just terrible things to say to your own child. Arias, on the other hand, usually lightens the mood in any tense situation in the movie. He is always saying or doing something strange that makes you laugh. There is a plot device that I can't give away that really drove this movie home for me. The only thing that I can tell you about it is that there is tension in the friend's house part of the way through the movie that really worked. I was afraid that everything involving the house was just going to be goofy, but the movie really takes a serious turn about a few issues, and I loved it. If this one comes around here, go check it out. The acting, humor, and plot are all done very well in this film. There's a lot to love about this one, so I hope it makes its way closer to Central Illinois. If not, rent it when it comes out. You won't regret it. But remember, it's just one guy's opinion. I'm Geno Reynolds from The Real Opinion. Until next time.
The Real Opinion is brought to you by Rainstorm Car Wash. Get in and get clean today.